Hello, this is Rick Powers coming to you from Western Technical College. Introductory Statistics, Introduction to Week 14. So the next 2 weeks that we have here are devoted to a different kind of statistics compared to what we've done in the past. Previously, we would have like one thing we would ask people, like, what's your cholesterol level? And then we would be looking at graphing just that particular number and say, okay, here's the cholesterol level. Or we could have asked something like, have you watched soccer in the past week or something? A yes or no answer, and we can do things with that kind of data. So we can either ask someone about a number, a measurement, or we can ask them a yes or no question. But now what we're going to do is we're going to be asking everybody 2 questions. And we're specifically going to be asking them some kind of a number question. So we will say to them, what is your blood pressure and what is your weight? And so then we'll see if there's a relationship between these 2 variables. And this particular process that we're talking about, using 2 variables, is one of the major things in statistics, because then we would say something like, as this number changes, how do we see the other number changing? And so then we're talking about having a relationship between 2 things. As someone's weight decreases, will that decrease their cholesterol? Well, it might. We don't know necessarily, but we can at least find out if there's some kind of a relationship between things. But these things are very complicated. So when we're able to find relationships, it doesn't necessarily mean that we know what's going on. We're just observing relationships. So one of the big things that happens when we start talking about something with 2 variables is we always have to keep in mind confounding variables, where like, for example, sales of ice cream have gone up and so have car thefts. Okay, well, they're correlated. We say they're related to each other. As one of them goes up, so does the other one. Well, but that doesn't mean that when you eat ice cream, it makes you steal cars, or vice versa. You steal a car and say, hey, I want more ice cream. That's not how it works. The weather has something to do with it, right? The nice weather means people are out more, and maybe the thieves are out there too, and they're saying, hey, I can steal a car, in the summertime easier than I can in the wintertime if it's cold and I don't want to be outside. Those kinds of relationships, we say there's something else going on, a confounding variable. But in order to even understand what's going on, we do need to do these measurements, and we need to see if we can determine some kind of relationship or association. We're not necessarily doing cause and effect all the time, but we're at least saying there's some kind of a relationship. Now, when we talk about that relationship, that's the idea of correlation. And then when we say, can we figure out a formula for how one thing is changing in relation to another? That's called regression. So those 2 things that we have going on. And I have some videos from the Khan Academy, and I have some other videos about how these things work. But that's the direction that we're going to go in order to understand the relationship of 2 variables. And as always, if you have any question, feel free to let me know. And best wishes for this particular session.